Ninurta, a god, a hero, a healer, and a guardian. His story is filled with tales of combat, trials, and protection, putting him at the forefront of Mesopotamian mythology. Second only to the goddess Inanna, also known as Ishtar, Ninurta appears in more myths than any other Mesopotamian deity. In this realm of infinite stories, where the gods were as real as the ground beneath and the sky above, Ninurta emerged as a hero, unlike any other. Ninurta was also known by various other names, such as Ningirsu and Pabalsag. He wasn't just a character in the tales of old, but a force that shaped the very foundation of mythology. His story is more than a journey through time. It's a beacon of bravery and a display of power, forever etched in stone that once bore witness to the dawn of civilization. Let us explore the story of a god whose influence spanned across the heavens and the earth, the living and the dead, and whose strength and wisdom forged the essence of Mesopotamian myth. This is the story of Ninurta, the god of war and hero of the gods. Once upon a time, in a land cradled by the life-giving rivers of Tigris and Euphrates, Ninurta, the future hero god, was born. His father was Enlil, the god of air, and the leader of the gods whose word was the law that ordered the world. His mother, Ninhursag, was the goddess of the earth, and the Sumerian mother goddess that carried the secrets of life itself. Through the union of Enlil and Ninhursag came Ninurta, a child of the heavens and the earth, destined to become a legend. From his earliest moments, Ninurta was not like other gods. He was born amidst a world teetering on the brink of chaos, where the untamed forces of nature threatened the very fabric of existence. But within him burned a fire, a resolve to stand against the darkness. He was to be the defender of the world, a warrior whose might would be called upon to battle the demons that lurked in the shadows, waiting to devour the light. As Ninurta grew, so too did his skills. Under the tutelage of his father, he learned the art of war, mastering the weapons that would become his symbols. The bow, for the precision to strike at the heart of darkness, the mace for the strength to crush the bones of chaos, and the net to ensnare his enemies, both large and small. Yet it was not by weapons alone that Ninurta would define his legacy. Rather, it was his wisdom, which contradicted his warrior's appearance. He understood that true victory lay not just in conquest, but in the restoration and preservation of harmony. The lands of Mesopotamia flourished under his watchful eye. Ninurta became the guardian of the fields and agricultural cycles, ensuring that the rivers would flood, the soils would be fertile, and the harvests would be bountiful. He was the bridge between the heavens and the earth, a mediator who ensured that the gifts of the gods would sustain the world of mortals. His deeds became the stuff of legend, stories told by the fireside, tales that would inspire generations to come. Yet Ninurta's story is not just one of battle and victory. It is a narrative of growth, of challenges met and overcome, and of the eternal struggle between order and chaos. He embodied the spirit of Mesopotamia itself, dynamic, enduring, and ever-reaching towards the light. In the annals of mythology, Ninurta stands as a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming darkness, courage and wisdom can carve a path toward a brighter future. Ninurta, a deity of multifaceted roles and attributes, was integral to the fabric of Mesopotamian society, embodying the complexities of life and the natural world. Not only was he a guardian, but he was also the god of war, hunting, agriculture, and healing. His various roles underscored his importance in the daily lives of the ancient Mesopotamians, from the battlefields to the fertile plains. Ninurta was a guardian to many cities in the Mesopotamian region, such as Girsu, Barley, and Larak. The people of these cities saw Ninurta as a figure of both awe and reverence. Imagine a warrior unmatched, his presence commanding attention and respect. Clad in armor that gleamed under the Mesopotamian sun, Ninurta was the very picture of divine might. He possessed large wings that allowed him to traverse the skies and oversee the battlefields with ease. In one hand, he held a bow, capable of striking down foes from afar, a testament to his strategic mastery in combat. In the other, Shurur, his mace, not merely a weapon, but a companion, whispering advice and tales of valor to him. However, Shurur was no ordinary mace. It was one of divinity and magic, for it could speak, offering wisdom and guidance to Ninurta, making them an unbeatable team on and off the battlefield. As the god of war, Ninurta epitomized the valor and heroism required to defend and expand the realms of Mesopotamia. He was not only a fearsome warrior in the face of external threats, but also a strategic genius who understood the nuances of warfare. Ninurta's exploits on the battlefield were legendary, serving as a protective force against chaos and disorder. His mastery over weapons and combat tactics made him a revered figure among kings and soldiers, who often invoked his name for protection and victory in battles. His will could infect the hearts of mortals, filling them with the strength and courage often needed for war. The tales of his confrontations with demons and evil forces served as allegories for the struggles of good versus evil, reinforcing the moral and ethical codes of the time. In his role as the god of hunting, Ninurta represented the primal connection between humanity and the natural world. Hunting was not only a means of sustenance, but also a way to maintain balance within the ecosystem. Ninurta, in guiding the hunters, ensured that this balance was preserved, teaching respect for the animals and the environment. This aspect of his divinity highlighted the skills of tracking, patience, and respect for the cycle of life, virtues that were highly valued in Mesopotamian society. Ninurta's influence was paramount in agriculture, a cornerstone of Mesopotamian civilization. He was credited with introducing the plow and other agricultural innovations, transforming the chaotic wilderness into orderly fields that could feed the growing population. As the god who controlled the waters and the fertility of the soil, Ninurta ensured the regular flooding of the Tigris and Euphrates, which irrigated the fields and brought prosperity. He was a protector not only in times of conflict, but in peace, safeguarding the cycle of planting and harvest that was the lifeblood of civilization. His connection to the land and its cycles of growth and decay symbolized the eternal renewal of life, reflecting the dependence of society on the forces of nature. Through his efforts, Ninurta showcased a different kind of strength, a nurturing force that brought prosperity and well-being to his followers. Though less commonly recognized for this role, Ninurta also encompassed aspects of healing within his divine portfolio. This role was intricately linked with his consort, Gula, the goddess of healing, suggesting a dual aspect of destruction and regeneration. Through this association, Ninurta embodied the concept of healing not only the physical ailments, but also the land and society from the wounds of war and chaos. In times of plague or disease, prayers and rituals directed towards Ninurta and Gula sought their combined powers to restore health and balance to the community. Ninurta's diverse roles made him a central figure in the Mesopotamian pantheon, embodying the ideals, fears, and aspirations of the ancient society. He was a god who transcended the boundaries of mere warfare, becoming a symbol of protection, nourishment, balance, and renewal. Through his actions, whether on the battlefield, in the wilderness, across the vast fields, or within the hearts of those seeking healing, Ninurta's presence was woven into the tapestry of daily life, ensuring the prosperity and continuity of civilization itself. Ninurta's life was filled with relationships between both the mortal and the divine. He fostered strong bonds with his loyal subjects, as well as bonds of brotherhood amongst his fellow gods. At the center of his relationships was his wife Gula, the goddess of healing. Gula was seen as a divine physician and midwife, and was well respected by all the other gods and goddesses. She also went by many different names, depending on the time and region, such as Ninasina, Ninkarak, Nintenuga, Bao, and Mimi. Her relevance and popularity was second only to Inanna, or Ishtar, the goddess of love and war. Gula was much more than just the wife of Ninurta. She was a pivotal figure in her own right. As the goddess of healing, Gula held dominion over the health and well-being of both gods and mortals. Her titles extended beyond the realm of medicine, as she was also revered as a goddess of life and rebirth, symbolizing the restoration that follows destruction. Gula's temples served as both places of worship and ancient healing centers, where priests and priestesses practiced medicine under her guidance, blending divine intervention with the early forms of medical knowledge. This made her an essential figure in daily Mesopotamian life, where health and well-being were deeply intertwined with divine favor. The relationship between Ninurta and Gula was symbolic of the dynamic balance between war and healing, destruction and restoration. In the narratives that have survived, their union was depicted not just as a marital bond, but as a divine partnership that maintained the equilibrium of the universe. Ninurta, with his strength, martial prowess, and role as the god of war, found in Gula not just a spouse, but a counterbalance, whose healing powers could mend the wounds inflicted by battle and strife. If Ninurta was the storm, Gula was the calm after. Where he brought destruction, she brought renewal. Gula's influence softened Ninurta's warrior aspect, introducing a compassionate dimension to his interactions with both gods and humans. This duality of their natures facilitated a deeper understanding of life's fragility and the preciousness of peace after turmoil. Together, they were worshipped as deities who protected and nurtured life, ensuring the continuity and prosperity of their followers. Their relationship highlighted the Mesopotamian worldview that saw life as a cycle of opposing forces in constant flux, forever seeking harmony. Through the union of Gula and Ninurta came two divine children, a son and a daughter. First came Damu, the god of medicine. Damu, their son, inherited the profound healing abilities and medical knowledge of his mother, Gula. His domain extended beyond the mere physical aspect of healing, delving into the mystical and spiritual realms of medicine that were intrinsically linked to the ancient Mesopotamian understanding of health. Damu was revered as a protector of the sick and a patron of physicians and healers. He was often invoked in medical texts and healing rituals, his name serving as a powerful incantation for wellness and recovery. Damu was depicted as a youthful deity, symbolizing the rejuvenation and renewal that comes from healing. His narratives included journeys into the underworld, or battles with diseases personified as demons, reflecting his role in safeguarding the boundary between life and death. As a god of medicine, Damu's worship was particularly fervent among those seeking cures for ailments and among the practitioners of ancient medicine, who viewed their work as a divine calling. Second came Gunura, the goddess of medicine. Gunura, their daughter, complemented her brother Damu's medicinal role with her own unique contributions to the healing arts. While Damu might have been more closely associated with the practical and mystical aspects of medicine, Gunura's domain encompassed the welfare and balance of the mind and spirit. She represented the soothing balm, the comfort in times of suffering, and the gentle hand that guides one back to health. Gunura's essence was integral to the healing process, emphasizing the importance of mental and emotional well-being alongside physical health. Worship of Gunura involved rituals and offerings aimed at promoting peace of mind, emotional healing, and protection against the ailments of the soul. Her temples served as sanctuaries for those seeking respite from the trials of life, places where the weary could find solace and rejuvenation under her watchful gaze. In myths, Gunura was depicted as a nurturing figure, her stories woven with themes of compassion, empathy, and the healing power of love. Ninurta's interactions with his divine peers were characterized by respect, rivalry, and collaboration, reflecting the complex dynamics of the Mesopotamian pantheon. His relationship with Enlil, his father, was particularly significant, as Enlil was a chief deity who commanded the elements and ordained the fates of gods and mortals alike. Ninurta often acted as Enlil's champion, executing his will and maintaining order. With other gods, such as Enki, the god of wisdom and water, Ninurta shared a bond of mutual respect, often collaborating to overcome challenges that threatened the world. However, his competitive nature also led to rivalries, notably with Inanna, the goddess of love and war. Their rivalry was not just a contest of strength, but also represented the tension between different aspects of warfare and leadership. Ninurta's standing in the Mesopotamian pantheon was that of a mediator and enforcer, a role that required him to navigate the intricate relationships between the gods. His ability to balance these relationships, coupled with his martial and protective roles, made him a central figure in Mesopotamian mythology, embodying the values of justice, courage, and wisdom. Now that you have an understanding of who Ninurta was, let us go deeper into the myths and legends that shaped Ninurta into a hero amongst the gods. The myth of Anzu and Ninurta. Among Ninurta's many challenges, the battle against the Anzu bird is perhaps the most famous. The Anzu, a divine creature of enormous size, with wings that could darken the skies and a voice that thundered like storms, stalked its prey with stealth and precision. One day, while Enlil was washing his face, the Anzu attacked. With Enlil distracted, the Anzu seized this opportunity and stole the Tablet of Destinies. This act was no mere theft. It was a direct challenge to the divine order, for whoever possessed the tablet held control over the universe itself. When Enlil realized the tablet was missing, the Anzu was already gone, its silhouette barely visible in the distance. Enlil called for the gods to retrieve the Tablet of Destinies from the Anzu. However, Ninurta was the only one brave enough to pursue it. He understood the gravity of the Anzu's act and the potential consequences of its newfound power. Ninurta released his wings and began his pursuit, flying with such speed that the Anzu felt his presence. When Ninurta was within range, he began to unleash a flurry of arrows at the creature, expecting to strike its vital points. However, the Anzu had expected this. You see, the Tablet of Destinies allowed the user to control fate itself, and in that moment, the Anzu controlled time. The arrow began to revert in age. They began to fall apart mid-air and revert to their components. The shafts returned to the trees, the feathers to birds, the tip to the rocks in the quarry. Even Ninurta's bow went back to the woods, and the bowstring to a sheep. The Anzu then struck Ninurta, pushing him back a great distance. Ninurta was shocked, but he wasn't finished yet. With mumbled whispers, he commanded the very winds themselves. At his command, the southern winds sliced the Anzu's wings clean off, sending the creature crashing into the earth below. With a clean strike from his sword, Ninurta slit the Anzu's throat and retrieved the Tablet of Destiny, and by doing so, restored balance to the universe. This victory was more than a personal triumph. It was a message to all of creation about the resilience of order against the forces of chaos. The Anzu myth, with its dramatic confrontation and profound implications, cements Ninurta's status as a defender of the cosmic order. It's a tale of heroism, of a god who faced the unthinkable and emerged victorious, ensuring that the universe remained a place of balance and harmony. Through these stories, Ninurta's legacy as a champion of the gods and protector of humanity was forever enshrined in the hearts and minds of the ancient Mesopotamians. Lugal-e, the exploits of Ninurta. In the tales of ancient Mesopotamian heroism, the Lugal-e, also known as the exploits of Ninurta, stands as a monumental epic that chronicles the legendary feats and exploits of Ninurta, the god of war. With Sharur, his magical mace, by his side, Ninurta embarked on a series of battles against entities that embodied chaos and destruction. Each chapter of this epic tale not only marks Ninurta's victories over forces of chaos, but also emphasizes his evolution as a deity whose role transcends the battlefield to encompass his guardianship of the natural world and the safeguarding of cosmic balance. Imagine a world teetering on the edge of disorder, where malevolent forces lurked, ready to unravel the very fabric of creation. At the center of this chaos was Asag, a monstrous demon with the power to spread sickness and disease throughout the world. The presence of Asag alone was said to boil the rivers around him. Asag was described as a large round creature with 3 legs and 3 arms. No neck and many eyes all over its body. It possessed a dark and hardened skin which was said to be nearly indestructible. Asag was also accompanied by his army of rock demons. Under Asag's command, they laid waste to cities and towns, spreading death, destruction, disease. Rivers were poisoned, crops withered, and plagues spread across the human and divine realms. The cry for salvation was loud and ascended up to the heavens. Sharur, Ninurta's magical mace, caught wind of Asag's actions and brought this to his attention. Ninurta could not stand idly by as this demon continued its destruction of the earth and called for a divine assembly. Within this gathering of the gods, Ninurta and Sharur explains the situation below. As the leader, Enlil tasks Ninurta with the monumental duty of confronting Asag and ending the demon's life. The Council of Gods, recognizing the gravity of the threat, supported Ninurta's quest, arming him with potent weapons, spells, and blessings. But the most important weapon in Ninurta's arsenal was Sharur, for its magic and wisdom guided Ninurta throughout his journey below. Ninurta, with Sharur at his side, descended to the earth, ready to confront Asag and his stone army. The battle was like no other, a spectacle that defied imagination. Asag, with his legion of stone monsters, unleashed havoc, their forms as impenetrable as the mountains they were born from. But Ninurta, undaunted, met them with a fury that lit the skies, his mace cutting through the air, a streak of divine light amidst the darkness. The clash of God against demon echoed through the skies, a symphony of destruction and defiance. Ninurta, in his divine armor, moved like a storm, unstoppable, his every strike imbued with the power of the elements. Against him, Asag roared, a sound that shook the very foundations of the earth, as he summoned the forces of chaos to his side. The battle raged on, a testament to Ninurta's valor and the malevolence of Asag. The land itself bore the scars of their conflict, torn asunder by their power. Yet, amidst the devastation, there was beauty in the destruction, a clash of forces that held the promise of rebirth. With every swing of his mace, lightning flashed, fire spread, and earthquakes erupted. The once indestructible skin of Asag began to weaken, cracking under the immense strength of Ninurta. In the end, it was Ninurta who emerged victorious, his final blow a cataclysm that sealed Asag's fate. With a roar that silenced the heavens, Ninurta struck down the demon, ending its terror and destruction. As Asag's body laid lifeless, Ninurta carried it to the river and used it as a dam for the raging waters, turning the instruments of chaos into sources of life. From the ashes of their battle, new life sprang forth, rivers flowed clear once more, and the earth was healed from its wounds. In the aftermath of his victory, Ninurta surveys the land, contemplating the scars left by the conflict. With a series of decrees and acts, he restored the damaged ecosystems, introduced agricultural practices, and enacted laws that promote harmony between the natural world and human society. Among these innovations was the creation of the plow, an incredibly important tool for farmers to cultivate their lands, symbolizing Ninurta's role as a god of agriculture. The epic concludes with Ninurta's triumphant return to the divine assembly, where he is honored not only as a warrior, but as a hero and a guardian of creation. His victories against the forces of chaos reaffirm the cosmic order, earning him the Tablets of Destinies, symbols of ultimate authority and wisdom. The Lugal-e epic serves as a grand tale that explores themes of chaos versus order, the responsibilities of power, and the transformation of destructive forces into agents of growth and prosperity. Ninurta emerged as a complex deity, embodying the warrior's strength and the sage's wisdom, a protector of humanity and steward of the earth's bounty. Ninurta and the myth of the slain heroes. In a lesser-known tale, Ninurta found himself engaging in combat with various spirits. Much of the tablet remains lost, but here's what we do know. One day, Ninurta found himself confronted with a haunting vision, the spirits of slain heroes, warriors, and creatures who had fallen in battles long forgotten. The spirits engaged in combat with Ninurta, acting at trials to test his strength and valor. Ninurta defeated an assortment of strange creatures, including the six-headed wild ram, the palm tree king, the strong copper, and the seven-headed snake. Some of these monsters are inanimate objects, such as the Magillum boat, which brought the souls of the dead to the underworld, and others symbolize valuable material like strong copper. Though each battle was fraught with challenges, Ninurta possessed the strength and wisdom to see each one through, emerging victorious. This myth, with its theme of successive trials and victories, is thought to have contributed to the Greek story of the labors of Heracles. Ninurta and the Turtle. The tale of Ninurta and the Turtle unfolds after Ninurta's notable triumphs over formidable adversaries, such as the Anzu bird, the malevolent Asag, and the various slain warriors, victories that had earned him the adulation of gods and mortals alike. Yet, within Ninurta's heart, a storm of pride and ambition was brewing, overshadowing the wisdom and humility that true heroism demands. Upon delivering a baby chick from the vanquished Anzu bird to the Abzu, the watery abyss beneath Enki's domain in Eridu, Ninurta was met with praises from Enki himself. The god of wisdom and waters praised Ninurta for his victories and for returning the tablets of destiny, symbols of supreme authority and order. However, these commendations, meant to honor, only fanned the flames of Ninurta's growing arrogance. Ninurta's thoughts wandered far beyond his accomplishments, dreaming of conquests that would span the entirety of the world, his ambition clouding his judgment. Sensing the tumult within Ninurta's soul, Enki, ever the wise and perceptive deity, conjured a plan to temper Ninurta's pride. From the depths of his wisdom and with a touch of divine craftsmanship, Enki fashioned a giant turtle, a creature both of the earth and the water, embodying the balance of forces Ninurta seemed to have forgotten. As Ninurta strode confidently through Enki's realm, the turtle, guided by Enki's will, latched onto Ninurta's ankle in a sudden and surprising assault. The hero, taken aback by this unexpected foe, found himself ensnared in a struggle unlike any he had faced. The turtle, with strength otherworldly, dug fiercely into the earth, creating a vast pit that soon became a prison for both combatants. Looking down upon the scene, Enki addressed Ninurta from the edge of the pit, his words laden with irony and criticism. "You who made great claims, how will you get out now?" This rhetorical question hung in the air, a stark reminder of the folly of hubris and the limitations that even gods must face. Though the conclusion of the tale remains shrouded in mystery, with the final tablet broken and its secrets lost, the lesson remains clear. The story of Ninurta and the Turtle serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of pride and the importance of recognizing and appreciating one's achievements without succumbing to the desire for unbridled glory. It is believed that Enki's clever ploy achieved its intended effect, humbling Ninurta and reminding him of the virtues of gratitude, humility, and the wisdom in acknowledging one's limitations. Through this ordeal, Ninurta emerges not diminished but enlightened, a hero whose greatness is not measured by conquest alone, but by the wisdom to accept the accolades earned and the strength to confront his own imperfections. The cult of Ninurta was a spectacle of faith and devotion, marked by ceremonies that engaged the community in shared acts of worship. The Eshumesha temple in Nippur stood as the heart of this vibrant cult, a place where the lines between the divine and the mortal blurred during rituals and festivals. Here, elaborate ceremonies unfolded under the watchful eyes of priests and worshippers alike, each ritual a chapter in the ongoing story of Ninurta's relationship with humanity. Festivals in honor of Ninurta were times of joy and solemnity, occasions for the community to come together and celebrate the god's blessings. These festivals often coincided with key agricultural milestones, such as planting or harvest, highlighting Ninurta's role in ensuring the fertility of the land. Through dances, hymns, and offerings, the people expressed their gratitude and sought Ninurta's continued favor. Prayers to Ninurta, imbued with fervor and hope, were personal communications that transcended the boundaries between the divine and earthly realms. In these prayers, individuals sought protection, guidance, and prosperity, invoking Ninurta's attributes of strength, justice, and benevolence. The prayers, often inscribed on clay tablets, were a tangible manifestation of the deep personal connection worshippers felt with Ninurta, making him a constant presence in their lives. Through these rituals and festivals, the worship of Ninurta reinforced the communal identity of the Mesopotamian people, uniting them in their reverence for a god who epitomized the ideals of strength, protection, and fertility. The enduring legacy of Ninurta's cult, preserved in the ruins of temples and the fragments of ancient texts, continues to speak of a time when the divine and mortal worlds were intimately connected through the shared language of faith and devotion. Ninurta's legacy is a multifaceted narrative woven from threads of myth, history, and worship. His stories, transcending mere tales of conquest, reflect the profound human quest for balance, wisdom, and the courage to face the unknown. In the annals of Mesopotamian mythology, Ninurta stands as a timeless symbol of the hero, whose journey resonates with the eternal themes of struggle and redemption. As the sun sets over the ruins of ancient cities, the echo of Ninurta's deeds fades into the twilight, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire and captivate. In the silence of ancient temples and the whispers of the wind, the spirit of Ninurta, the warrior god of Mesopotamia, lives on, a reminder of the enduring power of myth to shape, challenge, and uplift the human spirit. Thank you all for watching all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed making it. What did you think? Did I miss any details? Let me know in the comments below. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, then welcome to the channel. I hope I earned a like and subscription in your eyes. If not, that's okay. I'll keep making videos until I do earn it. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for your continued support. I truly appreciate all the views, likes, subscriptions, and kind words and messages. Without you, this channel wouldn't be here today. That's it for now. I hope to see you all in the next one.